Are you the 80 or the 20?
I'm very much giving 80.
Okay. Because a lot of these people is giving 20s.
I might have been giving 20 back in the day. But right now it's giving big 80% of what you need, baby.
Okay. I feel like 20% is our control.
Ooh. Hey guys. Welcome to our channel.
Yes, welcome to the AC channel. I'm Drea.
I'm Courtney.
Where we keep things
calm,
cool,
and collective.
Yes, ma'am.
We're just here to give y'all the real on a little bit of everything. Today's segment is going to be about
relationships, zodiac signs.
Yeah, the big 80-20. What else, Drea? So we'll get into the 80-20 because we feel that it is very relevant coming from even prior to me being married. I've only been married for 2 years. But it's very relevant. And Andrea, I guess, what is your, or should I do Drea? Let me get my girl Drea because y'all don't know her like that.
Right.
Drea, what is your definition of the 80-20 rule? Like, how would you define it for yourself?
For myself, 80-20. Unfortunately, 20 matters more than 80 for me. Because I feel like the 80 is more room to grow there,
right,
versus 20, you fuck up a little bit, sorry to curse, but you mess up a little bit and pretty much out of there. 80, you got a little shot in school, you got some room to work up to 80. 20%, you still in failure. You're nowhere, you haven't been anywhere, but the 20 matters to me, it does.
That's true. No, I would agree. I feel like the 20% is the reason why people step outside of their relationships or their marriages. Like, that 20% can be so strong when something goes left in your relationship. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all mad at each other, y'all not talking for a week, and it's like, now let me go get that 20% that I'm craving because they're gonna feel that space where you're lacking at. You know what I'm saying?
And that makes sense because it's like saying 20%, you can fill it up fast.
Right.
And then you can go back and work on the 80, but ultimately, you have to stop doing that. Because
leave that 20.
that 20 is not
no
enough.
Good.
The 20 is not enough. But I think the 20 matters in the beginning because it's just showing how much that person is willing to pour into that 20. If they're willing to do a little bit of compromising. I feel like the 20% is a little compromising because you may not like to cuddle. You may not like to cuddle. I like to cuddle. Sure. So all the times you never cuddle, you never fill up my cuddle cup, per se. I might go look for somebody to cuddle with.
But then how do you get, so for you, the person that you have that may be 80%, how do you get that 20% out of them? Do you just accept that they're not going to have that 20%? Or do you try to work with them to get them to be that 100% that none of us are?
I feel like it depends on the person.
Okay.
Because some people, they'll show you that they're willing to work on it, or you may talk about it and they say, hey, well, my past life, I never was a cuddler. My mom never told me she loved me, different things. And
True.
when you think about that, you're like, all right, well, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order for that person to be open to cuddling. Versus somebody say, well, I'm not into that. I'm good on that. That's not what I do. They already have made their decision to say that that's not what they want. So you say, okay, is that 80 with that person enough?
Right.
If we don't cuddle, do they at least do other things better than cuddling? Can it be fulfilled somewhere else?
But that 20% to us can be somebody else's 80%.
True. That's true.
Clock it.
Clock
it. But talk about like your experience with the 80-20 rule. Maybe somebody you dated in the past, and that 80, what was the 80% for you that you was like, he cooked, he cleaned, and what was that 20%? She was like, he can't lay it down, just like,
nail on the head, right there. You brought it up, thank you. And it was in a dating phase. I'll go dating just to not keep it super personal. Yeah. I'll go dating phase, met someone very good looking, not too tall. I wish he was taller, so that goes into 20 a little bit.
Okay.
So maybe that's already 5% there. But after that, he can hang out, he can cook, he can provide. He's there. He knows how to reach out. Hey, good morning. What are you doing? What you want for breakfast? Sending money for breakfast in the morning. Good stuff. Okay. what, you buying this? You buying that? No, I'll buy it. I'll do it. Okay, all right.
Love that.
Yeah, and then we get to that other side where you gotta kind of figure out: do you want to ride the ride? Is the ride big enough? You know, tall enough? The ride was just
too short.
short. It was horrible. It was this, y'all.
Oh.
I had money trying to put me up in a townhouse and all this good stuff.
Oh, you couldn't get over that? You know,
I'm
there's things out here. I'm just saying, you couldn't. No. Okay. We're gonna leave that there.
That matters to me for sure. I'm not looking for the biggest horse in the
Stable.
yeah,
Okay, that's fair.
but it gotta be enough to be able to sustain, to be intellectual, to be intimate enough where you enjoy it, where you're
Yeah,
not thinking
I
about
agree.
someone else while you're doing something with the
Oh,
person
yeah.
you're dating.
That's wild. This might be getting off topic a little bit, but you know how you're dating someone and you're in a relationship with them, but they're not in one with you.
Yes.
So I was very well in a relationship with this crazy person who was not in a relationship with me. Long story short, but
I have one of those.
but he was just an asshole, and I was like, "You're not the type of person I want to be with. Your energy, like I'm really big on energy nowadays, and his energy, I just couldn't do it. And back then, I feel like I was still trying to find myself, and this is a whole nother topic.
How old were
but
you?
maybe like 26.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like at that time, like people rushing to have kids, people rushing to get married.
Mhm.
So I feel like I wanted something so bad, and he was just like, "Nah, that ain't what it is." But then, of course, years later, he tried to come back, and I'm like,
What sign was he?
If you're watching this channel, don't do too much. Big Leo, and I hate Leos. Males, females, y'all just do way too much for me. Yeah, he was a Leo.
Okay.
My husband's dad is a Leo. My uncle is a Leo. They are all the same. Stay away from Leo, man. I'm
I've
sorry.
never dated a Leo.
Don't. Don't. That's that 20.
We get into the trauma of, we talked about the 80-20 where we talk about if you're going to date someone, you have to really be invested enough to
Oh wait,
see.
I lied.
Ooh,
Kinda.
okay.
Let's go back a little bit because I'm thinking about somebody else, and y'all don't do too much because I only had a few relationships. But I'm thinking about a lot of guys, even my husband. Most guys that I've dated have been Geminis, and I feel like me as a Scorpio, we go really well with Geminis. But a guy that I dated, I think it was my last relationship before my husband, was, I feel like this guy, I mean, he was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Good heart,
Mm-hmm.
genuine,
Mm-hmm.
had the dollars, you
Okay.
know, very much a provider. But I feel like the 20% for me was he was very soft.
Okay.
Like I am very like, you know, I could be a little much.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if we are out, I have to protect myself and him, if that makes sense. Like, not saying that he was but you know, I just feel like I'm always like observant of my surroundings and like paying attention to what's going on. And for me, like I need to know that if I turn my back or my back's facing the door, you paying attention and you not in La La Land.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was something so big because I feel like every woman wants to feel like her man can protect her.
For sure. I
You
get
know?
the gap in my mouth, and I know my man in the back and be like, "Girl, shut it down."
Right.
You know, or if she does do something, then I know I can go yank her up and grab her up out of
Right.
there,
Okay.
you know?
We need to grow some. Like you really need to grow some, but he was like a really, really good guy. And I'm just like, dang, am I gonna really let this like break us apart just because, you know, I just feel like he not macho got me in a lot of trouble back in the day. So, you know, you gotta pick and choose. You gotta pick and choose.
That's fair. If we went personal and into deep relationships, that's my last relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's that sometimes I didn't know if I feel like he could protect me, like you had said, in a sense, to
Right.
where we would come around people and they'll be like, "Oh, Drea, she wearing the drawers in the relationship," and it's like I don't want that
Right.
stigmatism on my relationship because
Right.
that's not the case.
Right.
But he's one of those people that if he does decide to protect, he's gonna go like all
the way.
in, and it's
Yeah.
like you gotta learn to have a little front before we do all in because we can't lose everything because when you decide to fight, you're all in.
Yeah. Right.
But is it to the point where he might have to get a little violent to protect us?
Yeah.
And You might just need to yoke somebody up. You need to go get in the gym a little bit so you can do that part.
Okay.
But I didn't like that my family felt he also couldn't protect me either. And they don't really, they've never had the opportunity to see that. So it's like, you don't know if he can fight or not. You've never seen him fight. You know, you just already have the stigma that he can't just based off his stature. So
that's another thing. Keep family out of our relationships. Like,
yes.
That's a whole nother segment, y'all. Sorry, my shirt was looking real cute, but my thing was like, yeah, not doing what it's supposed to do. That's not good. Can you tuck me in, girl?
Oh, this was
Yeah, it's like, y'all just, keep it cute.
mind your business.
Keep it cute. Y'all, we are so grateful if you've made it to the end of our segment today. We are big on giving back. So, Andrea, I think this will be a good time for us to, maybe we can do a gift card, cash app.
Yes. Self-care.
Thinking self-care.
Yes.
Take yourself out. Take your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. We're not giving out Ruth Chris money yet because we ain't got that many subscribers. But make sure y'all subscribe and like this channel.
Yes.
Our next segment, we are going to have a special guest.
Yes.
Who, how you pronounce it? What kind of relationship is he in?
Polygamous.
Thank you. And an attractive young male, very near and dear to us, but I think it will be good, just a good segment, and for everyone to hear things from a different perspective because he's special.
He is.
So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes. See you next time.